Okay, YouTube, got my Jump Start battery pack hangers up there. So there's three separate ones that go in to the three separate openings there. I have two that are 35, 35, and then 10. So I've got about 80 millimeter wide, and then there's the gaps here where there's little ribs. And then I added some screws that go up through and then clamp that down. Once you get them loaded up, they're pretty darn strong, so I'm going to put the battery up there and we'll see what it looks like. And there we go. Looks like the battery fits up there just right. Should be pretty stable up there. And the nice thing is I get my shelf area back here. In fact, I think what I'll do is put that AC charger and the original charging cord that fits up in there. I'll just keep those down here. That way if I ever do need them, they're right here ready to go. And then I can do things like put my tape measure and some various small garden tools, things like that down here. So that's handy to have that little shelf area. Now that's all free underneath here. And this won't fall off if there's an earthquake. It'll swing, but it won't go anywhere. That's the nice thing. It can't fall down unless we get a really up and down earthquake, but they're usually, it's going to be a rocking motion like that. So I think that should make this nice and safe. I get my shelf back for small items. Yeah, I think that's pretty handy. So there we go. I got the fuse in. Now that it's mounted here, I can build myself a short charging cable, come down out of here, and we'll drop down, have the plug come in there, and then come up over the top here, and I'll plug into one of these extra banana jacks. And then here I added a auxiliary 12-volt lighter plug there, just so I can plug something in that takes 12 volt. Taking a look here at Autodesk Fusion 360. I'm designing a bracket to hold a 12 volt lighter outlet, and I want to put this out in the solar shed. I started out just drawing a tall thin box, about 50 millimeter 2-inch square, and then I did what's called a draft, where I extended that down at 45 degrees to kind of make a brace here in the sides. And then I did a shell command to take out the middle part of this 45-degree box, whatever you want to call it, and make it into the back side, the top side here, the parts up. Well, actually, I'm actually going to probably install it in this orientation. This face here will screw into the wall of the shed, and then I've got a couple of side braces to support it, and then the outlet will screw in from below, and I'll run the wires in over the top. So I did this shell command, and then I punched the hole here in the bottom face for the outlet to go in, and then I added some fillets on all the corners just to smooth those out. Sent it over to my 3D printer, and we're now printing that part. So that way I've got a 12 volt jack or a lighter socket. Since I'm using this one to charge, I can't use this one for plugging something else in, so I figured I would add an extra outlet there. I'll have an extra pair of banana jacks free and an extra coax power plug free. That way I've got one extra of each type of connection available for use if I need it. And other than that, I think we're ready to go. I added some styrofoam insulation there to protect the exposed terminals. And I have my battery cable over here for the Jump Start pack. And like I showed you, I added the fuse in here. And what are we getting for voltage today? I think 13.8. Getting a good charge. Down here, I've got my backpack sprayer plugged in. You can see the cable, charging cable coming down the wall there. So that's plugged in as well. So I've got the 2 batteries on float charge. So that's the backpack sprayer, my jump start pack, and then you can see the charge controller is flashing. It's into float mode. And if you watch over here, I'll turn on my light. One thing I did add for the light was I plugged in my extension cable. I added an extra coax power jack over there. And if we turn on the light, I've also got some light in the back of the shed just to light up the back area. I had 4 of the LED modules left, so I put those back there. But let's come up to the front again, and now you can see the charge controller light is on solid because now it's having to put out about 10 watts to power the lights. And just to show you it's a redundant system, here's my jump start battery. I'm going to unplug that. Everything still works. Light's still going. Charge controller still working. Now normally you would not want to do this with most charge controllers. This is the only battery I have plugged in right now, my backpack sprayer. And I unplug that. Charge controller still working. This charge controller will work without a battery. And there you go. I'm going solar panel directly to the lights, and I guess we're getting enough power off of the solar panel to keep the lights lit up. So this solar charge controller is quite interesting because it's got the 3 connections here, your solar panel, your battery, and your fan, and it will run with any combination of those connections. So right now I have a solar panel and I have my light plugged in here. So if you follow the cables down, I come over here, plug in there, here's my light. There's no battery connected. I've got that out, I've got that out. All I have is the solar panels, charge controller feeding the battery output, and my light works just like normal. But this system will work with 1 battery, 2 batteries, or no battery. You normally can't do that with most charge controllers. They require a battery connection first. And if you take a normal charge controller and hook up the solar panels only, you risk damaging the charge controller circuit. But this unit here doesn't care. So I just wanted to show you the nearly finished installation. I've got the battery charging, I've got the lights, and I've got all my external power connections. So like I say, I've got an extra coax power jack, an extra banana jack pair, and an extra lighter socket. So yeah, if you have any questions about the system, post up in the comment section below the video description there. I'll put some videos over here on the side you might be interested in. Subscribe to the channel for updates if you haven't already done so. And as always, thanks for watching.